Growing up the way that I did, I always felt like people were always looking at me. And I had this moment where I was like, no matter what I do and no matter what I say, people are gonna be interested in me. And so I might as well take that opportunity and lead them to things that are enriching and enlightening. I'm Corinne Foxx. I'm an actor, I'm a producer, I'm a dog mom.
And that's a lazy shake.
I'm a podcast host, I'm a game show host. I'm really a multi-hyphenate. My dad is Jamie Foxx. I've learned a lot from both my parents. Both of them absolutely love what they do. And I always saw both of my parents and I said, I'll never settle for a job that does not make me feel like that, that does not make me feel purposeful and joyful and like I'm giving something to the world. And I'm very lucky because I think my dad, he's such a unique talent and one, he's also a man. So it's like our talents are different. I can do things that he can't. I feel like we both have our own strong suits.
She's about to go down the red carpet.
My parents did a really good job at instilling in me at an early age that my dad's fame and the red carpet premieres and all of that, that was not normal. You know, this is fun for right now, but this could also go away in 2 seconds. And when I was a kid, I was a dancer, and that was my first experience with being in front of people and entertaining them, and I just felt so in my element and so myself. When I graduated high school, I had a lot of people telling me, you don't have to go to college. You can just go straight into the entertainment world. Doors will open for you. You could be making millions of dollars. I just grew up my whole life and I didn't want to just ride on my dad's coattails. I wanted to, make my own name, do things for myself. And I'm so grateful that I went to USC because I met the most incredible people. And then I was able to find myself and find, what my passions were naturally, not just what was expected of me. I did consider, honestly, changing my last name, but as I've gotten older, I've, one, made peace with people are gonna think things about me that I have no control of, and two, I'm proud of my dad, and I'm proud of who he is, and I'm proud of the work he's done, and I'm proud of just the person that he is. There's my dad. Holding on to his name and being proud of my last name is actually something I've had to grow into. I really started in the modeling world and I had some really big campaigns with Dolce & Gabbana. I walked in the Yeezy show and then I moved to acting where my first big movie I did was 47 Meters Down Uncaged. And then from there I booked another role on a Disney Plus movie called Safety. I just wrapped on Dollface, which is a Hulu TV show. I got to do this incredibly special live event of good times.
Welcome to rehearsals at live in front of a studio audience.
And it was terrifying because it was like doing a play, but it's broadcasted globally. In that moment, I realized, okay, I'm like a real actor now. Like I'm in the room with really big names and I'm, holding my own. I really realized that acting was what I really wanted to do. And what ended up happening is I kind of naturally started moving into producing too. And so I just produced my first TV show on Netflix called Dad Stop Embarrassing Me, which is based on my life.
So we are behind the scenes at Sasha's bedroom, aka my fictional bedroom. I did have blue walls.
And it was the first time that I really felt like I had a voice and like a vision and I was seeing it come true. And now I'm an actor and a producer and I do all of that full time now.
We just got to the billboard on Sunset Boulevard. Dad!
Yo!
How cool is this?
How great is it, baby? Listen, I try to tell you, man, the one thing I can tell you, I've always been proud of you and the job that you've done on putting the show together, producing the show, being my boss, letting me know I could get fired. She said you could get fired. There's other dads out there. Chris Rock and all those kind of dads. She hung in there with me, and boom, and there we are now.
So today is a recording day for my podcast, so I'll be going in with my co-host Natalie, who's also my best friend. Welcome back to another episode of Am I Doing This Right? I'm Corinne Foxx.
And I'm Natalie McMillan.
And we are best friends, confidants, millennials, and the hosts of Am I Doing This Right? A life how-to podcast from the perspective of non-experts. I am gonna go do an interview on another podcast, Jay Shetty's podcast, and I'll be talking about mental health.
So good to finally meet you. How are you? Come in, go ahead.
I was diagnosed with an anxiety disorder when I was 14, and at the time there was no conversation about mental health, and so I felt really alone. I'm an ambassador for NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. I think one of the highlights of my entire life was going with NAMI to Washington, D.C. and lobbying Congress for mental health reform. I also work with Girl Up. They're a United Nations foundation that's dedicated to teaching young girls to be advocates and leaders. I have two sisters. They're such a big inspiration. And I think it's really important for me to show my sisters you can do whatever you want and the world is open to you. What I'm most proud of for myself is finding my voice. When I was producing Dad Stop Embarrassing Me for Netflix, I was the youngest and the only female producer at the time. And I walked into the room and I was terrified. And I didn't say anything. It took a lot to overcome all of that and find my voice and speak up for the things that I really believed in. And you know, it's scary as a young Black woman to voice your opinion sometimes, and I'm really proud of myself for overcoming that fear and doing it anyways.
There we are.
On the Sunset Strip.
I think nowadays you can really do it all, and so I see myself owning a production company and producing podcasts, producing shows for me to be in or shows that I've just created, and there's no limits for me on what I